Welcome back to another episode of the Trash Talk Podcast with Sergej. Sergej, how's life? JJ, how you doing, man?
That worked. I'm doing fine.
Okay, Sergej, how's life?
I'm doing fine. I think.
That was the least convincing. I'm doing fine I've ever heard.
I'm tired. It's like
that's acceptable, man. It's
1 o'clock.
It's almost 2 in the morning. Yeah, it's 1.
Yeah,
it's like 1. It's like past 1 in the morning. It's late. Let's not let that deter us. Yeah, it's always also late. Let's not let that deter us from a topic because we have a good podcast. We're gonna talk with Sergej about some stuff. And it's something that we've debated before a long time ago, actually, JJ and myself only. Superpowers. What kind of superpower would you like to have, and why, and what do you do with it, and what's the real world implications of those actual superpowers? Because a lot of times you don't really think about that sort of thing, and we want to get Sergej's take on that sort of stuff. He's wearing his Russian hat.
Yes.
It looks pretty fly.
Mostly just to hide my bad hair.
Tell me about it. I mean, go Niners and all, but you know, yeah, JJ's way past the point of no.
My hair gets greasy so fast, it's crazy. Okay,
because it's like 3 feet long. But
that might not even be inaccurate.
Yeah. So okay, if I gave you a shot to pick one superpower to possess, which one would it be?
Like, if we ignore the
real just world, fantasy wise, man.
Just fancy, probably super speed.
Super speed.
Or teleportation.
Isn't teleportation just better?
Yeah.
I mean, super speed you can use to win Olympic medals. Play sports.
Yeah, people have done that before. It's called 100-meter sprint.
Yeah.
So the difference between super speed and teleportation is
can you dodge bullets? If you're being surprised by them.
Well, that's a reaction time thing more so than an actual movement speed.
Yes, but movement speed kind of implies reaction speed.
You want to be the Flash. I get it. The thing is, I personally.
Okay.
Will also usually generally say teleportation. The difference depends. Teleportation comes with rules oftentimes, a lot more than the super speed. Super speed usually comes with random additional powers that aren't actually related but seem reasonable enough. Teleportation has the disadvantage oftentimes that you have to know the location you plan to teleport to, or sometimes even the typical blink teleportation where you have to have line of sight, which is the worst kind of teleportation. But even just having to be able to visualize the place you want to go to is pretty tough if you want to go to a place you've never been before, because you really can't unless there's unless there's an exploit where you can like use satellite imagery or something. Yeah. And then the question is, what if your information is outdated?
That is true.
You never want to teleport into a wall. Bad.
Is it like running into a wall?
No,
it's like you kind of fuse with the wall. You're deadish.
Yes.
Ish. That's bad. Can you teleport back? Is it like an error? Like you can't teleport here? Maybe.
Well, imagine the wall fuses with your brain, like all the atoms intertwined.
Yeah, on like on an atomic level.
Imagine the unimagined.
I mean, the basic. I mean, of course, how it would actually affect.
We, as a premise, by the way, for this whole question, we said just imagine it works exactly like you think it will, like the fantasies. Like there's no real world implication.
Okay, listen, that's how we think it works, though, because that's what fiction teaches us.
If you teleport to a spot where there will be a wall, you just land next to it. You just land where you want to land. Simple as that. We take teleportation.
I really like teleportation. It cuts down on travel cost and time, which are two.
Depending on how fast the super speed is, it does too. Like if you can just round the earth in seconds, then that's, I mean, almost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then I might take super speed over teleportation. Even though teleportation allows you to get into things that you can never get into no matter how fast. Like if you want to break into Fort Knox, you can be as fast as you want, man. You don't get through these doors. But if you get teleport in there, you know. and out of it too. Teleportation is great for robbing banks. You just show up in the vault.
Because that's the first thing you do when you get superpowers.
Sure.
If you right now got the superpower teleportation, would you not first, before you do anything else, enrich yourself with that? Just to have that covered. Yeah, you would.
I'd probably
Don't
go
lie.
to some fun place
Stop
because
lying.
I'm always too lazy to actually go places.
Cash money, and then you got all the fun places you want to. Nah. We all know that everyone, if you could teleport, you would teleport into a bank vault, pocket full, teleport out of that bank vault. Easy.
Alex never understands that some people don't work the same as he does.
Yeah.
Come on, don't play me, man. You know you do it. You know you wouldn't live the rest of your life just regularly without doing that. If you knew you could, easy. But the argument for super speed, if it's that type of speed over teleportation, is that you can real life uses. You can just excel at sports, for example, and you can tame yourself a little bit, but you can be the fastest man alive in a believable way. You can basically play almost every sport you want that it requires you to run.
I just imagine like someone like me or you, just in the uniforms that they wear, we can clearly tell that we don't look like runners.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And just proceed to be the fastest in a race.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
you could play baseball. You could just score homers on a bunt every time.
Boy.
Because just what are they gonna do to stop you? I mean,
also interesting thing about super speed is that oftentimes most speedsters will, for some reason, also be able to walk through walls because they can vibrate themselves at a frequency where they can. The science doesn't actually make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is,
never seen or heard about that.
The thing is, that's one of those things that, the Flash does it all the time. I think
Really?
I want to say I've seen Quicksilver do it before. I'm not sure.
I've only seen the first season
Of the Flash?
of the
Oh yeah, he learns a lot of the auxiliary powers later.
Okay.
Actually, I can recommend it. It's one of the better Arrowverse shows.
I don't know. Science doesn't check out.
Of course it
me.
doesn't.
There's
triggers me
superpowers,
so
man.
much.
There's superpowers already. That doesn't jack up.
I feel like for comic superheroes, you kind of have to be willing to suspend your disbelief a little bit there.
No.
Okay, how about this? Right? How about super strength, and would it translate to speed? Because if you're
I don't think
if you can generate an insane amount of force with your leg muscles,
I think you'd be a better jumper more likely than you'd be a better sprinter.
Yes.
But if I can jump miles for miles, that would still be pretty fast.
Faster than a speeding train, leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Yeah.
Well, it was faster than a speeding bullet, right? Where does the train come in?
Whatever.
Trying to remember the Superman thing, the old school Golden Age Superman.
But if you could do that, then why not pick super strength?
Also, another two superpowers, taking inspiration from an anime. Power to control electricity.
Ooh, intriguing.
Or the power to be able to change any vector you are touching.
Vector as in disease, vector as in
Or
number with a
force.
direction. There's a lot of meanings for it.
Mathematics, control
A force to go different.
force, yes.
Strength.
Any force
So-
that is touching you.
That definitely has flying because gravity,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's bad. That doesn't have everything basically.
Pretty much, but you have to touch it.
You have to touch it.
You could send a chair
How
flying.
directly do you have to touch it?
Like,
If I touch someone on the shoulder, can I bend their blood?
yes.
That's insane. I mean,
Bloodbending is fun.
bloodbending's crazy.
Also, that's by the way.
Also, you got the air around you, man. I mean,
But
that's
with the implication that you need to calculate all that in your head.
oh, so you have the degree in physics and stuff.
And be fast at calculating.
Quick math.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also basically just more generalized version of that. Telekinesis is generally always a cool one. I've always thought that most telekinetic characters in fiction don't use their powers to the fullest extent.
Yeah.
Because it seems like, for example, if you have the characters that don't really have a moral compass and they want to kill someone, it seems like just messing with their brain telekinetically would just be the easiest way to deal with someone, because you can, with very minimal force, do very large damage. Not that
you go all old gods on him and drive him crazy.
Yeah,
and make him do shit. Yeah,
not exactly. That's more the telepathy kind of thing, but also telekinesis kind of indirectly includes stuff like flying and propelling yourself. There's a lot of stuff. I always thought that telekinesis would be able to make fire too, or at least sparks too, because have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
No, not yet.
I was gonna draw a comparison to Roy Mustang, but I'm not gonna do it then. The idea is just that if you could create friction, you can, in theory, create fire.
Yeah.
So it's not a big spoiler. There's a character in Full Metal Alchemist who, like, basically alchemically like compresses the air and then he creates a spark and then he makes fire that way.
Okay. Cool. How about mind reading?
Useful. Brings up the question of, is it the kind of mind reading where you can turn it on and off, or is it the kind that drives you mad?
No, control.
But
I don't ever want to dig into Sergej's brain, for example. Like, there's some things that better lay in.
Honestly, that seems like one that would be rather calming. It's just
I wouldn't want to do it.
I expect if you were to mind read him, like, half the time it would just be white noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I leave that to someone else.
Like,
and
question your ability if you're actually able to.
Like, proceeds to mind read everyone, like, comes to Sergej, like, how is he blocking my powers?
There's just nothing going on.
He's just not actually thinking about anything
under that big fluffy lid, man. Nothing going on. Yeah, mind reading sounds very interesting, because then you can do a lot of stuff with that. You know, depending on how, like, if it's really precise, like you basically have the same thoughts as that person. You experience to do that, then you can do anything.
Number.
Yeah, exactly. You can do magic. You can do everything.
Is it a 7?
You can
almost always is.
You can make money with it. You can do anything. So
there's an XKCD about that.
Probably.
Oh, there's XKCD about everything.
Yes. So I think mind reading is interesting. I don't know. What else? What else we have?
Well, I mean, mental powers, of course. Telepathy goes a lot further than just reading minds. You could do stuff like manipulation of people. I mean, to a degree, you can do that in the real world.
Oh, dude, you can make so much money on poker with telepathy.
Oh boy.
God damn.
Oh boy.
And it's unprovable too, because you have nothing. You have a shiner. You don't have any sort of recognized cheating method. Damn.
That is true.
Yeah.
Always one of my favorite powers. I think I said this last time we talked about this. One of my favorite powers in fiction oftentimes is the one that in real life would be the most useless, which is the ability to copy someone else's superpowers.
Because no one has any.
Exactly, right? Yeah. But it's all, like, I like the characters that can, like, do that. Of course, there's usually a limit, because otherwise you just copy everyone's powers and you're the most powerful being ever.
Yeah.
But like characters like Mimic, for example, from the X-Men, not that any of you would know that character, where he can, well, the X-House version, he can copy 5 powers at the same time.
That's pretty good.
And he can copy them at what is described as half strength, whatever that means.
So, like a doppelganger.
Kind of, yeah. Pretty cool, for example, because then if you can even weaker versions, you can get multiple superpowers at once that way.
Yeah.
You can always find very clever combinations.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because, for example, Mimic has both Colossuses transforming into, like, metal, and simultaneously Wolverine's claws, which are, by default, Wolverine's claws are made of bone, but they are always enhanced with metal in the comics. But that's not part of his powers. That's just something that was done to him.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he can use them both simultaneously, so his claws basically look like normal Wolverines.
Okay.
That's just something I thought was... It's not very useful inherently, that specific combination. I think he has Wolverine's powers mostly copied for the healing abilities, not for the claws, but, you know. He also had, like, Angel's Wings and 2 others.
How about being able to fully analyze and understand stuff when you look at it? Like, for example, you can break down the entire human DNA in your brain.
That basically sounds like a combination of super intelligence and just very acute vision, or very acute senses in general.
Yeah, something like that. Like, you'll eat a pancake and you can tell exactly how much sugar, flour, stuff in there.
Honestly, super intelligence on its own seems like one of the strongest superpowers.
Yeah.
Because
and one of the depressing ones.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
But in theory, if you're intelligent enough to the point where you can manipulate stuff around you so effectively that you can. It's basically almost like a weaker version of reality warping.
It's like mind control.
Because anything that is physically possible, you can basically make happen if you can calculate deep enough.
Yeah.
Also allows you to develop technology that can pretty much supplement you most other powers.
Yeah.
Like you could probably invent a teleportation device.
They're basically Rick, right? That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because wormholes theoretically can exist. Yeah. It is not. The physics supports the idea that maybe we can create them.
Yeah.
There's all like very far-fetched stuff right now, but if you were like significantly more intelligent than even the most intelligent humans right now, you should have no problem getting to a point somewhat quickly where you can just do that.
At least design it. You might not have the resources and stuff, but you can design it.
Yeah, but you were talking about like enriching yourself with your powers. Is super intelligence not the easiest one to get anything you want with?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Because you can get a job. You can massively progress stuff and be a recognized scientist and all that. But it's not by far not the easiest. The easiest is teleportation. Teleport into a vault, fill bags, teleport out. You got it.
Man, he's gonna have some fun with the paint bags.
Not those. no, just the vault, man. Not the trap stuff on the counter.
The thing is, with the intellect, you could, depending on how far the degree is, you could literally influence events so that they play out favorably for you. First of all, you would be able to likely predict the stock market, for example, well enough that you could just get any money you want. You could manipulate people to basically get into situations where you can get anything you want. So anything that is currently available to the human race, you could probably trick you. Yeah. But effectively, super intelligence combined with understanding how people and physics works is like mind control, and on top of that, also being able to manipulate non-human evolving stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, what about being super lucky? Like everything that has a chance,
you win.
You win.
That's also a very easy way of making money. Is gamble.
That is actually also a very common superpower, surprisingly enough.
Really? I like it.
Domino
and maybe Longshot being probably Domino.
I like it.
Being the most famous example.
Don't know either of them.
Have you by any chance seen the second Deadpool movie?
No.
Also, if you by this one, if you didn't gamble, you'll get high-paying jobs everywhere. Because every attorney's office, every stockbroker, every sports team will just sign you, just employ you, just to be there, because you'll obviously make a profit because you're lucky.
That is assuming that people are aware of your power.
Well, you can just be like, I'm trying this out. At some point, they will be like if they see it with their own eyes. But you can also do it by yourself. I mean, you can bet on stuff yourself, and you'll always win. I mean, that's all that it takes, That's a very good one.
Also, Sergej asked very early on in this topic, can you dodge bullets? Yes.
With what?
With super luck.
Of course, yeah. Sure.
He asked it about teleportation, super speed.
Yeah, but you'll just happen to walk into it.
It's kind of like the Jar Jar Binks scene in the prequels.
Yeah, it's really what's going on, but...
Oh boy.
Where through the entire fight, he just starts killing people and basically dodging every bullet and everything, just
not be hit.
Dumb luck.
Yeah.
Basically, you'll just...
or by being the Dark Lord of the Sith.
That's what I said.
We all know that theory.
Mm-hmm. So it's basically you just run into, you just stumble into fortunate situations, and that includes that.
The moment you get that superpower, you basically stumble over a stack of cash that just happens to be lying around somewhere.
Yeah, we did it. Didn't know you had $100,000 in your room. That's cool.
at some point when people start to notice that you're winning all the gambling stuff, someone is behind you trying to kill you, all of a sudden a fucking anvil drops from from 2 floors up,
the piano,
just crushes them.
So you just turn out the way last second. Thing is, if you had that superpower, you wouldn't even know all the incidents where it actually took effect.
Yeah, someone shoots at you, you walk
out of the way. Just happen to walk out of the way.
Why does
It's always the moment where you see the penny on the
bullet
ground, you
ricochets
duck.
back and kills
Yeah.
the...
Yeah, like there's a penny on the ground, you duck, and they just shoot right over you.
Yeah, and you just never.
The bullet ricochets
And-
back and kills the
hits
guy.
him. Yeah, never the wiser. That's pretty. I like that. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the better ones for sure. Also, especially because it's one of those that you don't really have to actively use very cleverly. That's also, by the way, the thing about intelligence, because you can automatically use it cleverly because you got the brain to do so.
Also, like the manipulate electricity thing, you could basically make a railgun
Yes.
with a coin.
I mean, manipulating,
electromagnetics.
dude, manipulating electricity, like on what scale are we talking? All of electricity?
Locally.
Only locally, okay.
Yeah.
So but you can still walk up to a power plant and basically
Yes.
hold 100,000 people hostage for their power, and cash all sorts in with it, right?
Sure, if you want to do that.
You know he's
I
right?
want to do that. It's like, oh, y'all want electricity? Y'all want water today? Well, too bad.
I was, for some reason, the first thing when he said manipulate electricity was me thinking about how understanding how electronics works in combination with being able to control electricity can be used to fuck with electronics. That was somehow the first thing my mind went to.
Can I uncharge electronic devices and stuff?
Sure.
Like just drain batteries instantly with my hands?
Sure.
That's amazing.
Wait,
you can do a lot with that.
Am I also able to like the typical like feel electricity, like where electricity is running through and stuff
Lightning
like that?
bending and stuff, yeah.
Because then it could low key be used, although your mind might not be quick enough, but to like analyze, like for example, like RAM or something. Just read out RAM literally by hand.
Wait a second. Essentially, how does the entire brain and nervous system work?
Electricity and chemicals.
Yes.
Electric signals.
Yeah.
So can I like control? Yes. That's basically mind control also then.
But you have to be very precise for that.
Yeah.
And as well as with electronics, like it's incredible degrees of precision, and you probably have to study neuroscience for like a couple of years.
Also,
program on a hard disk.
Yes.
Directly.
Also, we should. Okay, nice. Also, we should add to that you have immunity to electricity. Like if you mess up, you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
That would be important, because if you're messing with all
your
the
entire
power,
body stops responding to electricity, your brain just shuts down.
Yeah. Externally.
Yeah, I know.
We should add that to the thing. We have another superpower we'll talk about in the second topic specifically, by the way, but I think we're good for now. And that's the one that we probably will be the most.
Didn't even talk about real world implications at all. Well, not a lot.
Well, no, we did for most of them.
But very important, right? Favorite superpowers, interesting superpowers, stuff like that. Comment section.
One addendum to
yes, sir.
Control electricity. Control electricity in such a way that you bind dust particles in a way to make a really sharp sword.
Okay. But what do you need a sharp sword for? I mean, you can control electricity.
Cutting.
Yes.
So,
or
cutting onions.
I can. First of all, Sergej is very good at cutting onions himself. And
I know.
I can mind control people, man. I can just mind control a chef. Make him cut onions to me.
Okay, the mind control with electrokinesis, again, that takes like
easy money.
That probably takes understanding of the human brain that current science literally doesn't have.
Walls.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What? Why are we climbing walls?
Electricity.
Oh.
Climb walls.
Yeah. You can do a lot with controlling electricity. That's stuff going on.
Just always have a very freaky hairstyle, like.
Oh yeah.
That's all you do.
Never using hairspray again and having like your hair go all sorts. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, like, write in the comments who got the reference about the electricity and vector thing.
Electricity and vector thing?
Yes. He's referencing some sort of show that's from.
Oh, okay.
I suspect
I don't know.
that I have an idea based on just what it sounds like, in which case I know we have a viewer who would understand that.
Okay.
Is it the one that I think it might be?
I have no idea what you think, but it's.
I think of two people right now.
So now that is out of the way.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's do a halftime show. We're going back down to earth with the superpower of solving crossword puzzles.
And this one is weather expressions.
Weather expressions.
Oh boy.
Whatever that. That's the theme. Oh god, it's rainbow colored. Oh Jesus.
Oh god.
Does that mean it doesn't go together? Or...
I don't know.
Alright, home of the tibia. Leg.
Oh god, it's a bone. No,
Yeah.
is it? Oh god, I'm not typing. Why am I not typing?
That's
Yeah. Coffee receptacle. Wait, like a mug?
Mug, cup.
Boy.
Measure of land.
Acre. Probably.
Yes. Common herb. There's too many of those.
Yeah.
Let's go to the down ones. Former Italian currency.
Is lira.
Lira, yeah. I was about to say lyre, but yeah. Pertaining to a certain tree.
Help us out, man. Just kidding.
Yes, help us out if you know something.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes.
Sullen person. Okay, that doesn't help us. Common herb. Second letter is an I. Knight's apparel.
Armor.
Oh, right. That tells us the quizzes are in fact American. Person who
Praise
makes
be.
others feel happy.
I don't know.
By the way, the armor is spoken OU in British English, which
Yeah,
is one of
because
those.
Brits are insane.
Well, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Manchester soccer team to their fans.
Man U. MANU. Stands for Manchester United.
Or is it MNC for Manchester City?
Udon.
I know my stuff. Japanese noodle, yes.
Ares and Zeus are gods
Gods.
from Egypt's continent.
African.
Oh, it's a adjective, yeah. Actor Eastwood is Clint.
Yeah.
Actress
Roll. Man, speaking of rolling, man, we're good at this right now.
Ram's mate.
Rams?
What do they call a female ram? Continuous stream is flow. Stuart Ang is Ryle. So it's an U.
Yeah, cool.
Great. So talking about Traveler's Aid.
Bag?
I don't think so.
Nope.
It's more like a cup. Person makes others feel happy, by the way, we have half the word. Shocking therapy ?
Shocking therapy?
3 letters. Is it?
ECT? ACT?
I was going to say act was the only word that came to mind, but I don't know. Is it? Oh yeah. Electrical something.
Yeah.
Okay. Norse queen of the underworld is Hela. Music symbols like notes. No,
Clef.
notes. What?
Clef.
For the music symbols?
Yeah. CLEFF. Nope. Clefs. 1 F, maybe 1 F and S? Is that how you... I don't know how you spell. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Part of a stair.
Step.
Small lobster. Is it crab?
Crab?
No. Delay or loiter.
Delay or loiter. Nice.
Linger.
That was good.
We also have Jacob's brother. Sounds biblical.
What, Jacob?
Interrogation room occurrence with up.
What?
Interrogation room occurrence in parentheses with up.
Yeah.
Air Force rank for short is probably sergeant. How do you abbreviate it?
SRG.
SRG. Is it not SGT or something? Or is it even Air Force?
It might be SGT.
But it's probably sergeant.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
Part of a stair, but we looked at it. Squash bugs. Probably 2 squash.
2 squash bugs.
Sullen person, we still don't have. We also have former USSR police. That's the KGB. But aren't... Yeah, that's... if everything goes right, that's a long word.
Perfect. That would have been too good of that outfit, man.
Would you say that it would have been...
Uh-huh.
Let's go back to that general area, though, first of all. Forget me. Blank. Lock opener is a key. Then we have... This one is... Comedian...
Amy Schumer?
Yeah, Amy.
Least funny comedian in the world, man.
That's what I've heard.
Tropical fruit
is a mango. Wait, this doesn't fit.
Man. Huh.
doesn't fit either.
No.
Also believe there.
Liquor made of brandy flavored fruit crawls. No.
For fuck's sake,
You're the alcoholic. I don't know, man. Traps for catching fish.
donkeys.
Asses. Really?
Ice Cube Group.
What?
I don't listen to that kind of music.
Oh, it's about music?
Well, Ice Cube is a musician, right?
Oh, man.
Or
Yeah.
like a rapper or something. Organs of Cider Eyes. Christmas in Rome. U.S. College Organization.
Like, are we talking about a specific college or what?
I think we're talking about a specific organization. Is it by any chance... Yeah.
Oh, I thought
National College Athletics Association.
I thought we were in a different. I was looking for the long word with the the 32 down. If it was 4 letters, then yeah, that makes sense.
We were talking about the National College Athletics Association.
I wasn't even looking at that.
Israeli footballer Cohen.
Is it? Which one is it? It's tough to
3
tell.
letters.
3 letter across.
A something.
Right.
Also, we have the long one here is pursue things that are unrealistic or unlikely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, the color-coded ones might relate to the weather expressions.
Yeah. Find out about.
Homer's son is Bart. It's nice how intuitively everyone just assumed it wasn't the Greek.
Yeah. It's obvious, dude.
Strip club necessity, like dollar bills.
Pull.
It's no longer 3 letters.
What?
It is no longer 3 letters. Well, it's... No, it is no longer, sorry.
Is no longer. Huh.
Was.
Oh, come on.
Okay. We have major Turkish city.
Is it cash for the strip club necessity?
Oh, it might be.
Oh, yeah, the Turkish city should be... what? Does Ankara fit?
I don't...
Which one is it?
No, it doesn't. No. It's this one.
Oh, okay.
It's slightly... That's what I... metal-bearing minerals, like ores?
I guess. So.
Yeah. Text retrieval method abbreviated. Worth a shot.
Is it ever?
Wait, is it... Wait, is it... I swear to God, right?
Oh, yeah, it has to be, yeah.
But what... Pursuing things that are unrealistic or unlikely.
Chase a rainbow.
Okay, listen, I sometimes say these are dumb, that one's dumb.
My work here is done, I'm retiring.
These we had already.
That was important, man.
Formal will.
Ugh.
It's not testament.
No.
North American indigenous language.
Ugh.
Starts with a C, is 4 letters.
Huh.
Former Soviet lake. Former Soviet lake. 4 letters.
A lake that was formerly in the Soviet Union.
Vend, 4 letters.
Sell.
Oh, that sounds correct. Depend on, rely. And then we have...
something, I mean.
Yeah. Well, that one... What? The formal will.
Yeah.
5 letters. Second one is an H. The last 2 are L's.
Huh.
This doesn't seem like it would be that hard, just based on... We also have... third of the daily prayers is...
Oh, for God's sakes, man.
I don't know if I'm looking at you for this one. Well, anyways, if we know the Russian...
It's probably a vowel, though. Try them out. ASR.
Fair enough. So the former Soviet lake starts with AR.
Yeah.
I don't know lakes.
What do you mean you don't know lakes?
But you know Soviet.
Who doesn't know lakes? Okay. Gold to Pedro.
What Pedro?
Wait a second.
Fucking Napoleon Dynamite?
I don't think so. 80s video game console.
NES.
I was already... express clearly. No, it's not say, right? That
It wouldn't be.
That's not necessarily correct.
No.
Long periods, eons.
Eons.
A rectangle.
Area.
Okay. What?
Area.
Yeah. Promising. Gold to Oro.
Yeah.
That's just a language thing.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's racist. Assuming that every Pedro ever speaks Spanish. Goddamn.
By way of
Or
is
Portuguese.
via or via.
Mm-hmm.
Find out about is still a very long word. The major Turkish city has every other letter being an A.
Cool.
You're the geography guy.
Yeah,
here.
man.
Strict of necessity starts with an O. We also have still traps for catching fish. Liquor made of brandy flavored with
something sunshine for sure. The 18 across. What's that? Is it 18? Yeah, the yellow one.
Oh. A person who makes every.
That's guaranteed.
San Antonio basketballer.
San Antonio basketballer, as in the player.
Well, I would figure yes.
Yeah.
Although you did once tell me that basketballer is not a word. Type of free agent. Wow, we didn't even have all of these yet. That's my bad, of course. I'm the one navigating this here. Type of free agent. Starts with an R, it's 2 letters.
Yeah. Oh, RFA, restricted free agent. Yeah.
Fair. We also have Traveler's 8 hasn't
Still
now
not back. Damn it.
San Antonio basketballer starts with an S, presumably.
How up to date is this quiz?
Well, if we assume that those are released on a weekly basis every Sunday, which
no,
Okay.
it's not about it. It's Spur, because the team is called San Antonio Spurs. That's what it's about, not a specific player. That's cool.
So now we have confirmed that sunshine. A person makes
something off sunshine.
others feel happy.
Ray of sunshine.
Oh God.
Yeah, nice.
Fair. The sullen person has 2 O's in there. The common herb still has a second letter I. The Tanzanian city blank as Solomon.
What's E? There's just one more missing to the right. E something MY.
Pertaining to a certain tree. I assume that the first 3 letters form a tree, and then it's Y as in like.
Maybe.
Tanzanian city. Something as. It's gotta be something like bar, mar, something like that makes sense, right?
I don't know. There's a lot of. Let's try something else.
Do we have part of the stair still has second letter I? Squash bugs or squash bugs, if that's type of bug maybe. A second letter N. Small lobster still starts with a C and it's not crab.
Oh.
We tried that. Jacob's brother starts with an E. Interrogation room occurrence with up starts with an F.
With up. I don't know what that hint is supposed to be.
Also, by the way, the down ones, this one, the solemn person, and the find out about are potentially weather related terms.
Yes.
Likely weather related terms. Christmas in Rome. Oh, Navi, something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's
yeah, it's something like that.
So it's Navidad in Spanish, I believe.
Spanish, yeah.
Now we're looking for Italian.
Yeah.
Something like that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but something like that. So we can assume that the third one is there's a V, so you can type that in.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. I swear it's something like that. It's probably also an A there, right?
Well, that doesn't matter for any other word.
No, I just wish my vague knowledge of Italian would be better for this for me.
Does mangoes work? Yeah, mangoes does work, right?
Isn't it just spelled like this?
E.
Oh, for the plural.
Plural. It's plural.
Yeah. So it is mango.
Yeah.
See, the plurals always throw me off.
Catching fish.
Which, by the way, tells us to find out about stuff that...
Yeah.
Is that the correct...
Find out about...
Traps for catching fish has double E in it. Great. Ice cube groups. Still have no idea. Oh god. Is there any that we...
44 across.
44...
Right above rainbow, on the right.
Oh. Israeli footballer Cohen.
Just try it. Just try vowels.
Vowels, right, yeah. Avi. Great. Does it help us at all with the find out about? Which is the only one that it would help with. There's also, by the way, the Turkish city, so if someone has an idea about that. I have an inclination it might be 2 vowels, but guessing 2 vowels is a little hard, so...
Finding out, is that getting on? Getting on? Something like that. No.
I mean, it wouldn't
Get
be...
in on with no, it can't be spaces though. It doesn't make sense. No. Doesn't work.
I don't know, man. Coward. Oh, we have we looked at that before?
No.
Coward.
Coward.
Ends with an S.
No. There's a letter missing there, man.
Also, volleyball pass.
You know what it is. What?
Volleyball pass, 3 letters.
Volleyball pass.
Apparently I missed that one as well.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not doing well today just from the navigating this puzzle.
Is the lake Aral?
Where's certificate info, by the way? What?
The lake. Is it Aral? A-L?
Yes. Which makes formal will something. How do we not know this? If I ever go alley, optimally.
That does not fit in the slides.
At all. Something like that.
Yeah.
Forget me something. But this was the volleyball pass. What's that called?
I don't know, bro.
There's some that we're gonna kick ourselves over later.
Yeah.
And there's some that are just dumb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how do we abbreviate? Air Force Sergeant? That seems like a... Seems like that would be...
Is it? But it has to be specifically an Air Force rank, right?
I was saying it is Sergeant Air Force rank. That's what I was thinking. I personally know the naval ones best.
I'm trying to think about Catch 22 now. But...
the common herb seems like something we should probably have heard of before as well.
Where we look at all those?
Map.
Oh, great. Something groom, right? Has or gloom.
Gloom, probably. Gloomy?
Gloomy guy.
I mean, gloom seems very likely,
Yeah.
which makes the herb end with an L.
Doesn't help me much. Birth certificate info that we also haven't seen yet.
I said it earlier.
DOB, date of birth.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Which does give us an extra letter for forget me.
Knots.
Okay. If everything goes right, now it's a D and it still ends with alley.
Ideally.
Yes. Which makes the volleyball pass and this something.
Volleyball pass is a net, right? It's not net.
I don't think so, because in Hall is also a weird word.
Yeah.
It has...
Shouldn't it be a vowel? Doesn't make sense.
The thing is, C is kind of the one thing that makes sense for both.
What's 36 across or something? We have the ing at the end.
36.
The ing on the left. Yeah, down. Yeah.
Interrogation room occurrence. And time's up.
Festing. Ah, okay. Dill.
I see that's
SRA. Yeah. What's shall? Oh, set and shall. Okay.
get wind of. That's the weather finding out about thingy.
Natale is Christmas in Rome.
See, dollar bills.
What real? Oh, come on. Nah.
Scripting of necessity. Ones.
Nah. That's awful.
Adana,
Was,
by the way, is the
yeah.
is the city.
Was would have been correct for a coward.
Text retrieval method is FTS.
Yeah.
Doesn't help me, but you know. NWA is the Ice Cube group.
Okay.
I have heard of those before. Yeah.
New World Order. No, that's the NWO. That's a wrestling group too. Yeah.
Never heard of that. Wheels. Okay.
Wheels, yeah.
Who's Natal?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah.
It was.
Wuss is the
That we
coward.
could have come up with. Some we should have gotten. What's Elmi?
Where?
Two down, all the way top left.
What? Elm. Oh, that's a tree thing pertaining to a certain tree.
Oh, okay.
I guess elm is probably tree.
Gloomy. It's Gloomy Gus.
What?
Never heard that.
Gloomy
See,
Gus?
I've heard of like a Debbie Downer, but I've never heard of Gloomy Gus.
Gloomy Gus.
I don't know.
Why is Gus so gloomy? Can I ask him? What's up with Gus? That's weird. Alright, let's do the fact of the week, man.
Yeah, why is
Back to big
Gustavo
screen.
so gloomy?
Yeah, Gustavo. Is Gus always short for Gustav or Gustavo?
I don't know. That's the only one
Any
that I
Gus?
could come
Is
up
any
with.
Gus out there who's?
I mean, knowing naming schemes, anything that's an abbreviation for another name could also just be a standalone name.
Yeah, basically.
So it might as well.
That is true. Who wants to start? JJ, Sergey, who y'all wants to start with their facts?
How about the special guest?
Alright, special guest.
This one.
This one, special. He's a guest. What's your fact?
He's also a very special kid.
Oh, he's a special kid. He's independently special and a guest. Yes. What's your fact of this week?
There, you can buy graphene enhanced hoodies.
And why would you do that?
They are
Please say bulletproof. Please say bulletproof. Please say bulletproof.
no,
Okay.
not yet.
Hey, there's bulletproof button-up shirts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Yes, but they are more puncture protected.
Alright. And
So it
they're
would be harder
stab-proof.
to stab.
yeah. Well, how much are they?
You know he's always paranoid when he's writing his exams
Yes.
about.
Man,
And in buses.
I don't need it because I'm
Public
sitting in the
consultation.
back, so I don't need to be bulletproof from the back. You know that, right? Yeah. Anyone? By the way, this is the thing, right? Let's bring this up for a second, right? But am I? And this is a question for everyone. Am I completely irrational for sitting in the back of classrooms and buses? Right? Because just so if I'm not saying I'm expecting, just so if shit kicks off, I'm not getting jumped from behind. Like, there's no one gonna sneak up behind me, knock me over the head. And if I'm writing an exam, I'm focusing, man, 100% on what's in front of me. So I'm not in that self-defense mode, like, at all. I'm not in that mode. And just so if there's some dude behind me, I can't focus 100% of what's in front of me because there's this infinitesimal chance that shit kicks off and I'm gonna get jumped. So why? We should clarify this with you guys. Why are you so insistent on me being crazy for wanting to sit in the back of buses and classrooms? Or take an exam. What's morally so wrong with sitting in the back of a classroom? Because
No one said it was morally wrong.
Okay then. So why is it weird? Why is it more weird than sitting anywhere else in the room?
It's not more weird. It's
Okay.
the reasoning behind it that is weird.
Mostly that.
So wait,
yeah.
so if I didn't have a reason for it, then it
Yes.
would be less weird?
Yes.
Even though that reason, though it be small, is a reason.
Yes.
That makes no sense of both. I sit in the back of classrooms and in the back of public transportation. If a fight goes down, I'm not going to be the first to go down myself. There we go. I'm just
Also,
giving myself a fair shot, man. That's all I do.
Important note: he'd rather stand in a bus than sit anywhere
Yeah,
else.
I will stand in the bus unless I sit in the back in the center. Fact. That's a fact. If I don't get that seat, I'm standing. That's just how it is. That's just how life is, man. Sometimes you gotta compromise. No, but yeah, that's usually how I do things. But yeah, that's a fact. What's your fact of the week, JJ?
So
that could have been a whole podcast topic, by the way. As a matter of fact, it should at some point.
Oh boy, that's
yeah. You gotta have
a essay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to justify to me why that's not okay.
So you didn't expect this fact because guess what?
What?
It's about the Inquisition.
The Spanish one?
It does also specifically contain the fact about the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly,
Never.
that's the fact. No, that's not the fact. So the Inquisition, obviously, a kind of a secret police organization about heresy and witchcraft and all that nonsense.
Catholic stuff.
Yeah. They are trying people for heresy. That's fun. That's not very progressive. But you know what was progressive?
What?
Their methodology.
What was it?
First of all,
creative murdering.
Because they were relatively lenient for their times. They wouldn't use torture as much as more secular courts would. They usually had lower sentencing, as a lot of secular courts did. They had fewer death sentences. They kind of hit on that. They were the first to introduce the presumption of innocence.
Ooh.
Innocent till proven guilty.
And how you prove someone guilty of this stuff?
Well, I'm not saying it's all perfect, okay?
Yeah.
But they were in a lot of regards, they were ahead of their times.
Right.
One thing they would also do, for example, and I'm not saying that necessarily apply to every place the Inquisition was, but generally speaking, they would let you hand in a list of your enemies when you were charged with something, because their testimony would likely not be believable.
Nice.
Because they would just want to use it against you.
That's pretty good.
And
Modern courts should do that. They ain't even doing that no more.
And finally, well, to be fair, if you have a motive to commit perjury against
just
someone...
kill someone, list all their friends as your enemies. Everyone who was there. Like, kill someone in broad daylight. Every single person on that street is my enemy.
Well,
yes.
I would assume that there is probably some kind of scrutiny to that.
Yeah.
I didn't read too much into the details, but I thought it was interesting when I came across it. One last thing. The Spanish Inquisition ended a century before the rest of Europe, since they required proof, I put that in parentheses because, of witchcraft, instead of just taking eyewitness accounts.
If you're in the business of proving witchcraft, you're not gonna go very far.
I mean, to be fair, if anything that we have, like, that the fictionalized versions tell us, then some of their methods of proof were not necessarily holding up to modern scientific standards, but... I thought it was interesting. The Inquisition always thought of as kind of more the opposite of what I just described. But
I just see people out. You're a witch. I'm gonna kill you.
Back then there would be criminals who would rather try to be charged under the Inquisition rather than a regular court because they're less likely to be killed.
Fair enough. This episode of the Trash Talk Podcast, by the way, is sponsored by Beverage.
Just give us your fact of the week.
Oh boy.
My fact of the week is actually I'm gonna pose it as a question. Which is the only letter that does not appear on the periodic table?
Is it J?
You got an answer too? Within the next 10 seconds.
I think it might also be Q or some bullshit like that, but...
Is it Z?
It's J.
It is J, yes. That's what I thought.
Have you heard that before?
I thought... the thing is, I've spent way too much time in my life looking at periodic tables.
Yeah.
So that seemed like I think I noticed it at some point because I was...
You were counting.
You know the whole thing where...
Z obviously is on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wait, it's zinc, right?
Zinc,
S-Z-N.
Yeah.
No, because there's also the thing where you can, like, a whole, like, code of, like, using the numbers to represent the letters to, like, write stuff with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't work very well. But doesn't stop me from looking at things, and then,
By the way, if you're hearing slight noises of decarbonation, excuse that. I have a beverage to consume, and I cannot do that with carbonation in there. That's the evil. Right? Yes. Thank you!
Which one contains a Q, though?
We have agreement. I don't even know. Someone probably does. Want to pull up a periodic table? I mean, that's the fact. There's just no change. Which one contains a Q? We're looking it up right now. As I'm decarbonating this beverage.
That did not work.
Just type the whole thing out, man. You put PTE.
Periodic table of elements.
Yeah, no. The other things that PTE stands for.
Let's see. Do we have a Q? We have takers for the letter?
The letter Q. I'm just, you know what? While these guys doing this, you can watch me decarbonate my beverage. How about that for secondary entertainment or primary entertainment, as a matter of fact? See, here's, by the way, if anyone out there like mine, right? Here's the best way to decarbonate a beverage that comes in a container similar to this. It's a squeezable bottle. You can see this, right? I can squeeze it and it goes. You want to squeeze it all the way until it almost runs over. You want to then tighten the lid. Now that way you've removed all the air from the container, which means that now if you shake it,
I didn't see a Q.
First of all, the bottle expands, and once you open it up, there's a higher concentration of the actual carbonation gas in there that now removes itself from the bottle. But you have to do it slowly because obviously it's carbonation. That's the most efficient way to decarbonate a beverage. Doesn't work with cans, unfortunately. You got to put your thumb over it and then, you know, spill a little bit. But that's how you do it. Do it a couple times. Obviously, if you have a secondary container on your hands, just pour some of it out. Put some of it in the glass. You get the half of the bottle. It's much easier to do. It's much faster to do. Sergej knows what's up. Did y'all find the Q?
Nope.
No. There is no Q.
Is there no Q?
Now, granted, there is also not all the. There wasn't all the elements on there, but I was about to say I'm pretty sure they didn't. I'm pretty sure they didn't name most of these either.
Oh, maybe they didn't.
The 110 something.
Yes, the table you had.
There's one
before that had already names.
Oh right, fuck, that does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's actually the most probably current one.
Yes.
But I know that the UU ones, none of them could. Wait, did any one of them originally contain a Q? Like 115, right? Would have to be Unquintium or something like that. And
maybe that's where it was.
Oh fuck! Most of those have name on this one too. I'm trying to find an older one now.
Old fact.
Wait, oh no, P for Penta, right?
Yeah.
Q for Quadro maybe. Although that one apparently got a name earlier than some of the others.
We're digging right now, man. We're really digging.
Yeah.
I should probably just actually go to like a list of like to the Wikipedia article of 115 or something, and just look at the old name. Or just translate the number 115 to Latin. Yeah. Is it Latin? Seems like something like that. It's some kind of Romance language.
Yeah. Let me take a sip from this beverage. Empty it out a little bit more.
It's a shame that we're not in a public school right now.
Yeah.
They would definitely have an old... Oh, there you go. UUQ, 114.
Yes.
UUQ. We got him.
So, these days, no Q.
No Q. But that was...
There used to be a Q.
The fact was once factual. Now there's no Q and no J.
I was about to say, the fact that there is no J is still not. So, I actually named 2 letters, both of which were correct.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Current day. No J's in the periodic table.
Did
we name all the facts so we get through them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sergej.
Yes.
Would you conduct the honorary task of introducing the second topic?
Oh boy. Time travel.
That was a very honorary way to do that. You know, you could have. You know,
what would you do?
Let's do this again. Let's do this again, right? I'm gonna teach you how to hype up and introduce the topic, right? Don't jump right to the point. Describe the topic. We're talking about something that a lot of us have thought about and is very interesting to a lot of people, but not necessarily the most realistic just yet. But it might be in that sort of thing. Hype it up, right? Just, you know, for a couple seconds, leave something to the imagination. So go ahead, throw a promo, man. Let's do it.
Have you just started to make villager noises?
Yes.
So not yet.
Have you ever thought about going back in time and killing Hitler? That's a good way to open that up. Don't, because you don't know what's gonna happen, man. Bad idea. Not because Hitler is good, because more bad stuff might happen.
We need to affect the end of the First World War. The end of the First World War, like
the Treaty of Versailles can never be signed. When that's signed, like the Treaty of Versailles is basically the declaration of World War II. Yeah. So when that happens, the rest of the stuff happens, right? It's just a matter of time.
Either Germany just sort of wins World War One, that would solve at the very least the treaty.
Yeah.
Or we just get them to not do the treaty.
Yeah,
like it's different more.
Tell France to not be like that, man.
Just kill France.
Yeah, or
that does a lot of favors.
No, don't kill France. Just divide Germany. Like Germany's done for. You know, the rest is just like other jurisdictions or whatever.
You know that we have divided Germany.
No, but not like it's 2 different Germanys, man. like we got French Germany and we got Russian Germany, and that's it. Like that's not even Germany. Like
we had French Germany, Russian Germany, English Germany, and US Germany.
But the problem is it's still Germany. It's still Germany. After World War One, just abolish the country. It's now France and Russia. Or whatever, however you want to divide it. It's just part of other countries. No more Germany done. No. But
what do we do with Austria?
Same thing. Northern Italy. I don't care. Slovenia, Hungary. They can use some land. I don't care.
Well, I mean, Hungary is actually a good point, right?
Yeah.
It was Austria-Hungary.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So yeah, just feed it all to Slovenia. Why not? Makes sense. I don't see the problem. So Sergej, you posed the question: if you could travel to time, first of all, would you? And then where would you go? And what would you do?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
So do you have an
He's
answer?
the kind of person who would travel to yesterday to eat that sandwich again.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I'm pretty sure there's XKCD about that.
Who wouldn't do that?
Probably.
Man.
Probably there is.
Man, you can travel.
There was one about. Actually, a very recent one about time travel, where they were coming back to stop him from watching Terminator: Dark Fate. I think.
I haven't caught up to the new ones yet.
Right. So, Sergej, what would you do if you could time? Would you, first of all, make use of it?
Probably yes.
Future or past?
Future. Because I really don't want to get in the paradox territory.
Yeah.
Also, there is some promising things about the future. Not all of them. Well, not most of them, but some of them.
A lot of them
like
very
small
unpromising.
incremental jumps.
Oh,
he's gonna jump to tomorrow.
Like a year ahead or something. Like not
Yes.
huge, like not eons ahead when we live on all sorts of planets, but just like a couple of years.
I think
See newest tech and stuff.
the last time we talked about this, the idea was, what if you could jump to a point in time and then would have to stay there for the rest of your life? Well, not like frozen time, but like
Would you
progressing
either,
at a rate of 1 second per second.
Would you
from
either live in the past or the future, and how far deep in the past or future? That's a very interesting one too, because that
I
makes
definitely
sense.
would not want to live in the past.
Would you want to live in the future?
Yes.
The thing is, we know the past was shit. The future at least might be good.
Yes.
Might be good. Depends on what kind of past you go to, I think.
As straight white men, it might not be as bad, but it's still maybe not the most fun times to be in. I don't know. I might have views that kind of clash with the kind of the zeitgeist, you know.
But then again, man,
like
sneaking that word in there, man,
Language.
crazy. Language?
Yes.
Man, do you not want to go back to the old Soviet days, bro?
Shakespearean English? I'm
No,
totally down.
No. I'm talking like no
Also,
more.
peasants didn't talk like Shakespeare.
I'm talking like
It's
no
fine.
more than like 50 years back or something. 100 at most. That.
Oh,
You
100
would-
years back, the Roaring 20s. Like Al Capone and stuff.
Yeah,
Because you probably wouldn't understand language like 100 years back.
100 years, sure.
100 years back is Al Capone. Like literally, like
that's
the
not far. That's not
okay,
far
that's
back.
the 20s. It's
Yeah.
90
Okay, well,
years back.
100 years back is
Maybe-
fine. If you go like 500 years back, then
Dude.
it gets tough.
Okay, listen. My grandma just turned 90. Okay,
Okay, well.
100 years is 10 years before she was born.
Yeah. JJ.
Okay, sure.
Do you understand your grandma speaking?
Yes.
I rest my case.
Oh boy.
Easy. All right. So yeah,
Now that is
yeah,
all.
that's a debate in of itself. Would you permanently live in the past or future?
Future.
Future.
I don't know, man. I don't know if listen. I'm an enterprising person normally, but goddamn, I don't know. I might have to opt for the safe one here, especially if memory retains. Because if memory retains, you can go to the past and make yourself a hell of a life. And in the future,
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? Let's go back like 10 years, but retain all the information. Just make very good stock market choices.
yeah. Also, just crush
Ooh.
school and stuff. Yeah, that sort of thing, right? Just go back, like do the Forrest Gump thing, man. You go back to the 70s and you invest in this weird company called Apple. A little bit of money, yeah. Those sorts of things. If memory retains, definitely past. If it doesn't retain,
Just invest in Nintendo right before Pokemon Go is announced.
if it doesn't retain,
I think their stock price is literally
Total.
doubled.
of what?
Nintendo when they announced Pokemon Go.
I mean, double is not even that much. If you have full information,
Bitcoin.
yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't double. That increased by hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
So Yeah, that's that. I mean, that would be an easy choice, I think. So
Bitcoin's a good idea.
Yeah, if memory retains past all the way, if it doesn't, it's a tough choice for me personally. I have to think about it.
The problem is, if memory doesn't retain, then what even are we, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you define?
Like, would you right now?
Being?
Lights go out, you get born in 1950, or lights go out, you get born in 2050.
It literally doesn't matter because it's not the same person. Because they haven't made the same life experiences.
Yeah, but it's gonna be yours. It's still gonna be you as a subjective with your subjective reality. You are going to grow up in that time. What would you better for? What would you want better for yourself?
Still future, but it doesn't make it, again. Different person. If you haven't had memory, is basically the thing that makes
you suffer total amnesia.
You would still retain skills you learned.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Let's say total amnesia. You unlearn all your stuff. Then
I'm a programmer before computers were invented. Yeah. Yay.
Yes. You don't have the abilities that you can't have because of time stuff. You have full amnesia. Forgot all about it. You just forget all about it, and you happen to be just born 50s, 1950s, 2050s.
So like reborn or
yeah.
Okay.
Tough choice.
I feel like 2050s is still
that's not so
reasonably
far
safe.
Yeah, that's not so far.
That's 30 years in the future.
Yeah, that's right. That's not so far ahead. Let's say 2150s.
Oh boy.
130 years. How much have we ruined the planet by then? Let's do some quick math.
Yes.
Quite a bit.
Just pick random thing in the middle of a continent is now actually.
I mean that might be
still breathe air.
I mean, like 1 to 200 years in the future, that might be coming on towards the last generations that can live on Earth if we keep going. So yeah, I don't know, man. If we live on Mars by then, I mean that's a whole different thing. Then opportunities are definitely in the future.
Oh yeah, side thing, not necessarily part of the topic directly, but one-way trip to Mars, yes or no?
No.
See?
See, why am I all of a sudden the enterprising one in this one? Absolutely one-way trip to Mars. You get to go to Mars and never come back? That's two good things. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. If you could be...
You be like, fuck this shit, I'm out?
Yeah, if you could be among the first people to colonize Mars, you would not do it?
Yes.
Are you... What? Why? What's so great about Earth?
Technology.
Yeah, I was about to say the internet, yeah.
What do you think is gonna get you on Mars?
Boring technology.
But hella good technology.
Dude, imagine the ping.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Like, what is it? 2 days? No, 2 hours.
No.
2 hours.
And that is basically assuming that we have internet via laser at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's the only feasible technology.
You can make your own internet on Mars.
Like with
like
yourself?
5 people, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, probably not 5, but probably 2 or 3 dozen people maybe.
Man, that's the
Not
life,
people
man.
person,
Colonizing Mars? That's the life. I'm down. Absolutely. That would be a thing. I don't know why you guys are so damn conservative about this and this thing only.
I'm just
like being bored to death.
What? Yeah. You're on Mars, bruh.
See,
sure.
I'm just gonna point this out, right? We had the same answer on the superpowers, on the time travel, and on the Mars question.
What superpower?
Teleportation.
That was the first one we talked about, yeah.
Yeah, no, but the two of us.
Yeah, I mean, teleportation I would probably
so far agreed on every topic.
Teleportation I also do agree with. Mars, I take it, absolutely. And with the which side, I can't make my mind up about that very well. That's tough. But yeah, Mars, give me Mars all the way. Back to time travel. Sergej, say you could time travel whenever you wanted. You had your own time machine, basically. Past, future, whatever you want, and you somehow avoid paradoxes the whole time. What do you do?
Like, jump 5 years to the future.
First thing?
Live, like, a few months, and repeat that.
So you never
Till I'm happy with the state of technology that is...
So you never even go back once to cash in?
No.
Oh god.
What? Why not? You can do it.
The moment cryogenical freezing was invented, all the engineers froze themselves because they were excited about the future, and no technological progress has been made since.
Yeah.
Oh god, they're all waking up.
Yes.
Yeah, that was XKCD.
Yes, I've seen that one.
Yeah. I just thought...
Why wouldn't you go back in the past at least once? Just at first, go back, couple months, cash in, and then you do the exact. Then you live your exact plan with pockets full of dolans. Why is that not an option? I mean, you could do it indefinitely.
Like, I would assume that in the future, especially with AI technology become better and better,
money becomes less relevant.
assuming we manage to make
not
AI
die, yeah.
safely.
Like proceeds to land like 10, 15 years in the future. All of a sudden AI just is killing everyone. He's like,
no.
Nope.
Then you choose past, right?
Steps back into the TARDIS. Yeah.
Then we go to the past real quick.
But like, assuming that all goes well, I think like in a couple 100 years you don't have to work for anything.
Also, you can literally just start off by putting all of your money to like a savings account or something.
Sergej,
or passive investment.
you underestimate the capitalist establishment. They'll make you work even if it's not necessary. Just to keep you busy, man. A lot of stuff has to happen there.
But again, you can start off by just having your money somewhere where it will increase, like passive investment, savings accounts. And then by going 5 years to the future, you already have significantly more money than before.
Here's what I do, man.
If you keep doing that, you're gonna have.
And you both know exactly what I do. If I have that time machine, I can do whatever. Go to the past.
Time, kidnap Hitler, teach him some art, put him back where he was. Yeah.
It's about the Donalds in my pocket, man. I go back. I know what's up. Lottery, whatever. Game, cool. Cash in, cash out, and then I have a fat stack of cash to do whatever the fuck I want to do. So I'll hop to the future. I'll like different intervals into the future to see what's up, and if somehow it's really really good, I might stay there because I can choose to do so. If not, I'll just go to find some place where technology is the way I like it to be, and I'll stay there with a bunch of ash in my pocket, and that's the life, you know. That's very simple. I mean, honestly, yeah, that's how I would do it. I mean, I'd explore and stuff, but just live a life. Stay there. Opinions.
I like the future. I'm positive. I'm a positive person.
Don't.
No. I like the distant future if the near and intermediate future is done right. I have no reason to believe that the near or intermediate future will be done right.
Yeah, I'm also not the kind of person who
Conclusion, I like the past.
I'm actually not the kind of person who would go like 5 years in the future, because that seems like almost uninteresting interval. I'd probably go for like 100 years, something like that.
Though I think that living through 5 years in real time versus jumping 5 years ahead is going to be very different, because it's so gradual, right? It's like 5 years. 5 years ago, you were suddenly smacked in the face with the latest high-end tech and innovation that we have now. That would have been a lot more stunning than slowly living
fair enough.
to being developed.
There was this thing, apparently there is, I've heard someone say that apparently there's this idea that the technological leaps happen in half intervals. So like the kind of development that happened in the last 10 years will basically happen in the next 5, sort of like that kind of a progression, which kind of goes hand in hand with there's a lot that someone put up at once where there's a certain time frame in which the processing power doubles. I want to say it might be 5 or 10 years.
It's 2 years.
Yeah.
What?
It's 2 years.
It's 2 years? Okay.
Yes.
I don't remember the guy's name.
I know, yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah. All right.
Was 2 years? It was that short. Wow.
Yes.
So being thrown,
it's slowing down.
We're slightly under, but the trend definitely supports the idea.
Mm-hmm. Being skipped 5 years into the future would be a lot different than living through those 5 years and getting there.
Yes.
So that's definitely the case.
But especially if you have the chance of a return trip in case the future is horrible, I think making a big jump still is a very intriguing idea.
Oh yeah, for sure, I'll do it. But the first thing I do, why not? It's basically just you're free to do it.
I don't understand how you have virtually unlimited power at your hands, and the first thing you think of is how to turn it into this, at this point, almost irrelevant thing that is money.
Why is it irrelevant?
Like, could you
still gotta live.
check out the future and see if money is even necessary?
I will check out the future. Of course I will.
At first, and then decide?
No, first I make sure, but I'll check out the future. If the future is somehow utopian, right? And no one needs money and it's all perfect and amazing and all, I don't even care. I'm good. But if it's not...
But he better still keep his money.
If that's the case, I mean, I'll keep the time machine for sure, and the money. Yeah, in case I need to go back to the past if something turns bad. But I mean, why not? You can do it. Why not? Right? I don't get you. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't. Like, what's wrong with it? You know? Why would you do it? I'll check out the future. I'll go everywhere. Money's not needed? Okay, I'll live in the perfect future. Perfect future in there? Huh. Too bad. I got money. Go back to the past. Done. Any buyers? Boys? No? Okay. I don't get it.
Now what it's hard is.
Yeah. Retardus, man. Isn't that just a time machine?
No, it's so much more than that.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, so...
Time and relative dimension in space. It is larger on the inside. It travels through time and space.
It is smaller on the outside.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, that's kind of... Yeah.
Yes.
Fair enough.
It's basically a box that contains a pocket dimension that happens to be able to shift the outer box through both time and space.
Yes.
Yeah. It's time machine, boys. And that's all we need. Now, here's the thing,
being
right?
powered by a collapsing sun. And a star.
Oof. That's a lot of power.
Yes.
That's a lot of power. Say you travel like 100 years into the future or so. What would it take for you to want to stay there permanently instead of going back?
Well, I mean, okay, if the only two options are staying or going back...
Or going further in the future.
Well,
what part of the future, what would it take in the future for you to not want to
Let's first of all, the decision one of going back or staying. It's literally basically just an A-B comparison, like, is this better or worse? It might take a while to determine that efficiently, because there might be a lot of things that you can't quite grasp initially. Whether or not to go further, that's tough. And I feel like that's one of the problems with the time machine, actually. Because I feel like you'd always be tempted. There's always the people call it FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah. There's always something that you kind of are curious about. And, curiosity killed the cat.
9 times.
Because the idea is that you always kind of want more at that point, right?
Why are there no cats on Mars? Curiosity. Go on.
Why?
Why not?
Oh yeah, by the way, the Mars rover is larger than most people think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Big thing.
So yeah, I don't know. That would be a thing, right? Like you would be tempted if once you're in the future to go to the further future. I mean, you basically already planned exactly how your jumps, but
yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, here's another thing. Final closing proposition. You can only go. Assuming you can only go to the past. Where do you go? What point in the past?
No.
What point in the past would you go?
Well, if you have...
So you can go to any point in the past, and your choice is to stay where you are.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, to be fair,
Really?
To be fair, there's always the idea of just going back like 5 or 6 years, like 5 years or so, just to get the monetary advantage out of it.
Yes, that's like the least. And how about you go back to a time?
To be fair, that gets you into a lot of legal issues because all of a sudden, all of your like, wait, your idea is like legal since 2 years in the future.
Yeah.
What happened?
Huh.
Like. No, but that's legitimate.
I mean, we're
issue.
assuming that sort of stuff all is compensated for somehow.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, like, just theoretically only need to go far enough back.
Yeah.
to be able to gain a significant advantage in where you are right now. But because of the way technology works, you don't really want to actually go too far back because at the end of the day, you're just losing to your
I'll just go back a couple days here and there, man. Go back there, lottery numbers, Powerball, done. Flunk that exam, go back, study the right stuff, you know? It's just those small helpful things. You basically just get a redo. You're kind of like Max Caulfield, right? You just get to go back and
if you keep doing that,
your nose will bleed.
People will notice that you start aging at a faster rate than everyone around you.
Assuming that you retain yourself.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Your physicality, yeah.
Because you retain it when you go back,
and you don't do it much. Like you do it for a couple of days, and not all the time.
Yeah, but the way you made it sound, it seems like it's just like a very simple, easy fallback, and
yeah, it is.
You kind of also a little bit Groundhog Day yourself there because it's like, oh yeah, this went suboptimally, redo.
Yeah.
You kind of tempt yourself to do it too often.
But then it's just going to be like minutes or something.
Also, the question is, what happens to the other you, right?
I don't want to even get into that with the multiple timeline stuff.
Because the using that to get some money out of something, it's not a problem. Mm-hmm. Because you win like the lottery like a week ago, you just hide for a week, and then you just show up in the place of the you that just left for a week ago. You just close the loop.
Yeah.
If you use it to retake exams, you basically have to knock your past self out to take his place in the exam.
Maybe you created a timeline that you then continue to just live in.
We're getting too much into the mechanics.
Yeah, see, that sort of stuff I don't even want to talk about. Just assuming that it all kind of works out. Like, it works out like in the Life is Strange situation.
But at that point, you're literally rewinding time. You're not even really traveling through time except for the...
let's say that. You got to redo. You can rewind time. Do it again. Which means that you should also rewind your physical self, even though that because of the game mechanics, people keep stuff on themselves.
It's like Steins Gate.
Yeah.
But I like that one.
But assuming you travel back in time.
Overwrite your memory.
Yeah, I know.
You
need
your
that memory.
Past self's memory.
In that case, you have to like write stuff down, like messages for yourself and stuff. But just assuming the most simple way to do it, like you would
something bananas, microwave something.
Yes. You'll travel back, just for small advantages.
TV.
I feel like that's the safest and like it's definitely the safest way of time traveling, and it might not be the most impactful, but it's gonna make a huge impact for you because it's just all.
Is it the safest?
Yeah.
Traveling to the past seems inherently dangerous.
Yeah. Traveling a couple of minutes in the past because you flunked that half-court shot. You want to try it again for a brand new Audi.
Technicalities.
Why are we talking about basketball all of a sudden?
I'm just talking about the minuscule stuff. I'm not talking about going back to the 50s.
Oh boy.
No, but here's a question, right? The whole like interacting with your past stuff kind of thing. If fiction tells us anything, which we know the science never is actually accurate, then interacting with your past self is not a good idea.
Not a good idea. No, just
and inherently because of the paradox.
We're assuming it works like in Life is Strange. That's what I want it to be assumed. You just rewind time just a little bit. Go back to a place.
We assume Life is Strange rules, so
okay.
Storm.
You don't even have to be able to travel through pictures and no convenient butterfly effect and spiritual stuff going on. Or you making stuff worse every time. No. Just we assume it's possible. Let's get it. I'd be all for it. That's to me that's the most contained version of time travel, so to speak, and the one that I would definitely utilize to great advantage. But I think that's enough time to tell the time travel debate for today. I think our songs of the week and get out of here. Let us know what you think about time travel and how you would utilize it.
If Alex had rewind powers, he would rewind and make this podcast better.
How does this podcast get any better? Is it possible to make this podcast any better than it was? Also, you think I want to sit through this podcast again? Actually, I might have gone back and solved the crossword instantly. That's something you could do. See, you want to seem smart?
Yeah.
Sergej could have done this. You want to seem smart? Didn't say anything all the time during the crossword? Oh.
That is correct.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now I know all the answers. Rewind 20 minutes, and this. Bam, easy. I'm a Russian. Got him. So...
I don't know how one thing relates to the other.
I don't know. Let's get your songs of the weekend, man. Sergej, do you want to start again? Honorary. guest who's also special in a different way. Let's go.
Zebeton, Attack of the Dead Man.
Poster's right there.
The Russian cover.
Oh.
By Vladio Tapok.
Not bad, man. But the Attack of the Dead Man from the album Great War, the poster of which you are sitting in front. It's right back there. We got a poster of it. It's
and
cool.
your head is currently covering the Ozzy Osbourne. No, not yours.
Yes, my head is covering the Aussie poster. That's correct. Yeah. And there's a lot more stuff, actually. There's a lot more decoration.
It's mostly just the Curry jersey, the NFL 100 card, and the playing cards, and then I guess.
That. And the posters, yeah. Nice. So, JJ.
My song of the week is Tiny Dancer by Elton John.
I'm going with Sergej's alternative, man. I don't know. I'm not too thrilled on that one. JJ, you for this one will completely not hate me, but you won't have understanding for this. And it's definitely it's a genre that you for some reason do not appreciate at all. Sergej, I don't know how you know what it is already. But it's a song that fascinates me. And by the way, it's Rap God by Eminem.
I was about to say, I have a feeling I know exactly what song it is.
Listen,
too.
if it's a rap song, it can only basically be between 2 and 4 people. One person, only one single song, and that was mentioned before.
The moment you said fascinate, I knew what song it was.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I had a strong inclination at the very
What specific song it was?
Yeah.
How do you know it was going to be Rap God?
Came up recently when we were playing Beat Saber at Lloyd's place.
It did, man. And you know what? I've been practicing. I've been practicing to get the fast part, and I haven't been able because, man, I mean, you know the song, right? You've played it on Beat Saber. You know the fast part I'm talking about, right? 4 minutes 21 seconds in. I mean, that's some of the craziest lyrical showing I've ever seen before. You can say.
Crazy.
It's insane. You can say about the guy what you want, right? You may not like the music. If you don't like his music, that's cool. I don't like most of his music, but it's like between 5 and 10 songs that I do somewhat like because he's not your typical rapper like that. But the guy is, I mean, not only is he probably the most talented lyricist outside of maybe Bob Dylan and Paul Simon that I've ever heard or seen, but he speaks fast. Like, he speaks really fast. And there's no other person I've ever known, or no rapper at least, who can rap as clearly, quickly, and meaningfully in the same. That just doesn't happen like that. That's usually this is triangle usually in rap, where you know how it works, right? Those 3 things, and you have
fast,
to pick
cheap, efficient.
Yeah.
No, wait, that was
yeah. And for
it wasn't
rap,
efficient.
yeah.
What was it? Was it efficient? Fast?
I don't know. Healthy for food.
We're definitely talking about programming, right?
Yeah.
Or even engineering to some
And
degree.
it's like a triangle, right?
No, it's just quality.
Yeah.
It's
fair
you
enough.
can have it done fast, you can have it done cheap, or you can have it done good.
Yeah, fair enough.
What was it? In
You can
theory,
pick a point
in theory,
on the
you can pick 2, but in practice, you usually only get 1.
You can pick one, or you can pick 1 point on the plane of that triangle. And for rap, I feel like it's usually clear vocals and speed. Those are usually somewhat polar opposites. And then the second dimension of just meaningful, being a great lyricist. Now that's not directly opposite to any of the others, but specifically the clearness and speed. You can make out every single word, even off the fast part of Rap God, if you slow it down enough. It's really tough to understand every single word if you don't slow it down. Of course, you listen to it 100 times, still haven't gotten every single word, but once you know the lyrics, you can make out every single word that he says. And it's just fascinating to me because it's a different type of talent. Usually when you think about musical talent, you think about someone who's incredibly gifted on an instrument, like a great composer on a piano, or you think about someone with a golden singing voice. But the ability, first of all, to write like that's a different thing, but the ability to rap this quickly is just, that's incredible to me. I very much recognize that as fantastic. So that's my song of the week. Bit of a different one there, but I think it deserves recognition. I know it's an old song, so I'm not being as hip as I might think I am. I get it, by the way, just to put this into
My Song of the
proportion,
Week was also pretty old.
just to put it into proportion, because you might not look at this that way. Eminem's been making music for longer than any of us has been alive. So his first album dropped, I think, in the late 90s. So that's already been forever. But yeah, that is my Song of the Week. So go listen to all of
the Stones are still active and they started in the 60s.
Yeah, go listen. Yeah, but the Stones are also 100 years old or something. So
Mick Jagger was 100 years old when he started.
he was, yeah, it didn't change much.
Like, the thing is, he doesn't age, but he's always looked old. Is the problem?
Time travels.
Most people that don't age always look young.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger just always looked old.
Yeah. Like 16, he was old. He looked like an old man. I see. Never had an issue getting to a bar or something, I guess. Yeah, maybe time travels, man. Mick Jagger time travels changed my mind. How about that in the comments?
And obviously, if we're talking about immortal celebrities, Keanu Reeves.
Is he immortal?
Yes.
He's not even that old. He's like, what, in his mid-50s?
Yes.
So that's not immortal. If he's like 120, then we're talking about
immortal. Well, there's the whole thing about like I'm not sure if it was old photographs or paintings of like a guy who looks suspiciously like him, like way before he was actually born, and then the whole thing about like him not very much visibly aging, and the whole thing, and then it's a whole thing.
Yeah,
he's also literally Jesus, because there was a picture of where. Have you seen the picture where he has like a glass of wine and a bottle of water sitting next to it?
No, I haven't.
It's just.
People like him. He's also to ruin this for everyone.
He's a boomer
on Reddit everywhere. Keanu Reeves is a boomer. He's a boomer. Yep. It's a fact. Well, he was born in 1962 or something.
I don't know.
Or 64, I think. Keanu Reeves is a baby boomer. There we go. Now make up your mind about the guy. But yeah, that's our songs of the week. Go listen to all of them. Let us know your songs of the week in the comments. And I think we're done here, man. Does anyone have any final closing thoughts? Do you have any thoughts?
No.
That's what I thought. JJ, you got any thoughts?
Not particularly pertaining to this podcast.
All right. So then, thank you for being here, Sergej. Did you enjoy your stay?
Yes.
I'll get you a paycheck after we get off the line. So, all right, everybody, thank you for watching. Drop a like on it and subscribe to TrashcanTV. You got any topics to propose to us to debate with maybe this guy or even the Georgian boys or all of them together? Comment section down below. You can go join our Discord server, link in the description, where you can talk to us directly and hang out with the fam, which is fun. So until then, JJ.
That's it.
Sergej.
That's it.
That's it.